Hey guys, JHoyt here. Before this video gets started, we've been making the push and making you guys known that we are trying to push for more subscribers, and the vast majority of you guys are not. So make sure to go down below, check and see if you are subscribed. If you're not, or if you're brand new to my channel, make sure you go down there, hit that subscribe button, turn on those post notifications so you never miss an upload. Don't forget, you can always change your mind later. But we've been waiting a while to make this video, episode number 18 of our franchise mode here on NHL 21. What's on, guys? JHoyt back with you. Today, welcome back to episode number 17 of our franchise mode with the Detroit Red Wings. And if you guys remember, we had the off season, right? And we made some big changes, and not necessarily ones that, broke up our team, but we added to our team, right? We picked up Noah Hanifin, we picked up Aaron Ekblad as huge boosts to our defensive core, and hopefully with after this preseason that we had, it wasn't a great one. So I'm hoping that all those guys that didn't really perform too well will actually step up and perform well. So let's get right into it though. Let's show you guys the opening night roster and let's get some games simulated. So here is going to be our opening night roster, and it doesn't look, I don't think, any different than what you'd expect, because like I said earlier, not a lot of guys actually showed up and performed super well this preseason. So we're going to stick with the same top line that we had before: Zadina, Larkin, and Raymond. This is kind of Zadina's and Raymond's chance to solidify themselves as a top line player. Raymond has been on our second line pretty much since he's got here. We gave him some shots at that first line, but this is going to be his chance to take over that line, that's for sure. Second line, we're going to have Bertuzzi, Wright, and Mantha. Mantha, I don't think, had a single point this preseason, so he did not play well. He did play, I think, every single game, so not necessarily just because of this preseason, but if you look at the rest of our core, we have, really low 20s, high 20s, but still relatively young. A 21-year-old center. Bertuzzi's 30, Zadina's 25. So we got a couple of guys that are going to be, getting towards the later part of their career, and Mantha's there right now, and he's not really performing as a top-line player. So if we can adjust his role down to that second line and hopefully, get some chemistry with Bertuzzi and Wright, then we could have a decent second line. But, Mantha may or may not be on the trade block for me. Only because even though we just signed him to a huge deal with $9 million at 7 years, he's just, I don't know. We have, like I said before, we have too many two-way forwards. We have too many, defensive-minded players, and we were lacking some offense. And although Mantha was doing pretty okay, offensively, I want to get that a little bit better. So he'll be starting on that second line. Hopefully he can produce enough to maintain that spot. But let's go down to the third line. Now we got Adrian Kempe. He did not perform pretty well at all. Steele, again, makes his official normal full season debut with us, other than just the end of the year. Barron actually had a few points, so he's going to start the year up here. We're going to put him on a trial, and if he doesn't really perform or doesn't really get much use out of playing up here, we'll send him down, add someone back into the mix. But for now, he'll start out on that third line. Down that fourth line, we have Kopaka, Veleno, and Zucker. Zucker also on the trade block. Just again, didn't really perform. Plus, he's pending UFA this year, making $3 point whatever million. So, if we, I don't want to say it, but if we start to, not be in a playoff spot, then he might be one of the first people to go. So, we'll look at the back end now. Hanifin and Ekblad both going to be on our top line. Lindholm and Mann on our second, and then Murray and Seider on that third line. Murray, one of those guys on the trade block as well. Just again, a couple years left at some big money. So with those two guys up top, we're gonna have to see what we need to do as far as some of those players that are going to be playing on those third and fourth lines. especially on forwards and defense that, we might have to get rid of. On the back end, though, or I guess all the way in the back, we have our goaltenders. Lukkinen is going to be as our starter to start this one off. Alex Nedeljkovic is going to be our backup goaltender to start this one off. Dostal just did not perform, as good as Nedeljkovic did. And, Lukkinen is going to need that rebound up here. So he actually performed okay, not as best as I would like. But he's going to start out up here. Hopefully he'll take that rebound and do some work for us this year, so that way we can take this team to the next level. Quick look down at the AHL though, pretty straightforward. Bowers is still down there. Couple of young guys are down there. I think defensively, we're all still there. And then goaltenders, we got Dostal and Bednar. So both those guys are going to start out down there. Obviously, if we run into some goaltender issues or any type of issues that we need to possibly call someone up for, that's what we're going to do. So. We did try out a bunch of players this year on the back end, forwards, goaltenders. We tried them all out. This is going to be the best team going forward. So I've yapped on long enough. Let's get into the opening night and let's see where this team takes us. To start this one off, we're going to go through the first 9 games just to see how Barron is going to do up here in the NHL. So starting off with a loss versus St. Louis, but answering back with a win and a couple other losses after that. So hopefully this isn't signs to come because we don't want to lose super early on, because I am not afraid to trade Lukkinen for literally anything at this point, because he's just been one of our biggest problems. But also, I'm trying to give him the most of a chance because he has such good potential and he has such good outcome, like outlook, I guess. And it's just going to be hard to get rid of that. So 3-5-1 to start out the year. Obviously not what you want to see. Raymond, though, looking good at point per game so far. What's Barron doing? Not Lukkinen. I guess we'll check on him too. But Barron, though, how you doing? Ooh, 4 points in 9 games playing that third line. I think we can keep him up here, right? It's not like he has to go back to juniors, right? He played in the AHL last year. So I'm not worried about, not having him for the rest of the year through juniors. But either way, he's been performing pretty great. Time on ice, 10 minutes. I'd like that to be a little bit more, but either way, 4 points so far. I think we're going to keep him up here for now. Let's go check on Lukkinen, see what he's up to. He's played every single game. I definitely turned goalie rotations on. So let's just kind of make sure Nedeljkovic gets the next game in here. And so we'll stick with this roster for now. We're only a couple of games under 500. And it's obviously still really early in the year. So let's continue this on for another month or so. Hopefully that gets the rotations in, gets us, we're in the right mindset going forward here. But of course, if things start to not look good, then we might have to pull the trigger on some changes. So that's good though. A few wins are right in a row there. A little 4-game win streak throughout that second week in November. Actually, it's the first week in November, but. Let's keep it going, though. Losses, a win against Boston, Murray for a 2nd and a 4th. And we're going to decline that trade from New Jersey, a 2nd and 4th for Murray. Now, yes, I said he's going to be on the trade block, along with a couple other players. But, for now, we're doing okay. I like to stick with this roster, until something big happens. Because I want to stick with what works. We do have another player in the AHL that could come up and fit that third line, which I'm not worried about, but still, we want to maintain this team as long as possible. Just given, how good a roster actually is, but we're not really performing as well as we look. So, it was that 27 games into this one, 13-11. We're just above 500. Let's go check some stats, and let's check to see if there's anything we can improve on for the second half of the first half, I guess, of the year, and if we need to address any changes. So let's take a look down our forwards. So, of course, as per usual, Larkin leading the way in points. Zadina's up there as well. Wright's there. Raymond, I like a little bit more performance out of you, but still not horrible. We got Bertuzzi down there, Mantha. So, this combo, is that going to work? Maybe do we drop? What is he like on the third line? Actually, he fits the third line better than the second line. So, maybe we'll give Barron a chance up on that second line to see how he does. Zucker from that fourth line is performing. Steele's not really performing. Interesting. Let's go back to the back end now, and this is very strange. So Ekblad's actually on our first line power play, and he doesn't even have a point on that power play. So that's kind of weird. Seider's actually performing pretty well for the first time, I think, ever. Hanifin, maybe we'll have to throw him and Seider on that power play, just given that they're the ones kind of pulling the strings back there. I don't remember who the second guy is that we put there, but interesting performance there. What about goaltenders? So this is what we've been waiting to see. So Lukkinen, 11-9, already surpassed last year's total of wins. So that's a big improvement already. Nedeljkovic on the backup side, though, he's actually performing pretty well, right? 933, 2.4 goals against, and only 10 goals against in 4 games, right? That's not horrible. So after looking at our stats, we kind of noticed a couple of things, right? Manta's not really performing up to where we kind of want him to. Barron's performing pretty well for that being on that third line, so we decided to swap them, right? Mantha we put back down on the third line. Barron we moved up to that second line. And we're going to see how well Barron works up there. You know, give him some games up on that second line, playing some bigger minutes, and see if he's up for the challenge. If not, obviously, we can always flip-flop him back at a later time. But for now, we move Mantha down just to give him some time down there and hopefully dominate that position. On the back end, it doesn't change, but where it changes is on the special teams, where we moved Hanifin and Seider to the power play for Ekblad and Mann. Both those guys not performing on the power play, not really getting too much. So I'm guessing our power play percentages are not great. Obviously, I don't know. We didn't look at them, but we'll look at them once the half of a season mark goes on. But decent little start for us right now. Our AHL team's performing super well as let's go check their record real quick. Yeah, 20-3. By the way, our goaltenders, Dostal 13-3 down there. Who's our backup? Bednar 7-0, both with great stats. So I don't know what they're doing down there, but whatever they're doing, we need to translate to up here because we need to make the playoffs. So let's keep it going. Let's keep simulating to the half point of the year. Let's go up to the end of December with these newly found changes, and hopefully those changes will help us out, and hopefully our power play can get rolling because we need that to do that. So, wow, okay. So was that 4 straight losses? Not what we wanted to see, but we do rebound versus the Dallas Stars. Another loss there. Dallas again, and this time we lose. Okay, so a couple other games here. Let's get a couple of wins in a row here. Let's get back to 500. Okay, that's not how you do that. Okay, Rangers win. We do face the Rangers again. What about Carolina? Can we take care of them? Pretty easy fashion. 3-0. Then we lose to the Rangers. So, okay, so how many games are we sitting at right now? I think we got a couple more till we get back to where are we sitting in our division? I guess that's an important stat to look at here. So it should be the next one if I remember correctly. So we sit in 7th, 37 points, but we're only 3 points out of 4th place. So yeah, I'm not worried about that. So I think the 8th is where that 41 game mark is. And of course, we'll have to see how our team's doing by the time we get there. So let's get a couple of wins here, boys. Come on. A couple of losses right at the end there. Big loss there. And 1 win, I guess, to end it off. So actually, that's 43. I looked at the wrong team. Oops. Either way, though, halfway point through the year, 18, 20, and 5. Not what you want to see if you're our team. So let's go take a look at the full standings. Let's go look at all the stats, and let's go see what's the biggest problem with our team right now. So as we're looking down our forwards once again, Larkin has fallen off that point per game pace, but still he's only a couple of points behind that. So you look at other than that, and you got some wingers that aren't pulling their weight. And that's a problem because we need them just as much as we need everyone else. So I don't know what it is. Maybe that's a strategy thing that we got to tell them to be more aggressive and to shoot more. I'm not sure, but something's got to work, right? Raymond's not performing as much as I'd like him to. You know, Zadina is not performing as much as I'd like him to. If that was the second line, I wouldn't mind, but they're both on our first line. We need more out of them. Barron didn't really take as much advantage of that second line chances as I was hoping him to. But maybe we'll throw him down in the third line. Maybe we'll leave Mantha down there. Maybe move up Kempe for a little bit and see how that works. Zucker, though, still down there. Steele picked it up a little bit. and the rest of the guys are down there. So, not where we want to be as far as that goes, but let's take a look at our defense now. So Hanifin still leading the way in points. Power play points, 1 each. So, I mean, that's an improvement from where we were, but still not performing as much as we want them to, right? With the caliber of players, with Hanifin and Ekblad that we got, I'm a little disappointed. Maybe it's a strategy thing. Maybe it's a sliders thing with the ones you can control on our side. But Lukin in 14 and 14 and 5, obviously not good stats there. Nedeljkovic, kind of fell off what he was doing. Not with the greatest of stats there either. But again, could be a strategies thing that we could adjust there. But yeah, that's what I was talking about. Dostal and Bender both performing outstanding down here in the AHL. Our defense is performing really well. All these guys are performing super well. Forwards are all kind of pulling their own weight. A couple of guys right at the top there that you probably recognize. But look at the NHL, though. I'm not sure what the exactly problem is. I mean, I could already probably tell that we need, I don't want to say a superstar forward, but you look at our team, we have Larkin, we have Wright, but our wingers just aren't performing. So is this a time that we make a big trade in anticipation that, to arrest this slump and maybe get rid of Mantha or, maybe Kempe or Zucker just to get rid of some of those two-way guys playing on our, bottom 6? Or what do we do? Because something needs to change. We need more offensive-minded people that can perform on a more consistent basis. So let's go take a look at the team stats and see where we're struggling. We currently sit 21st in the league overall. I think we sit in 5th in our division, I believe I saw as well. But of course, we've played a couple more games as some of these teams. So right now, 43 games played, 41 points, 18, 20, and 5 is our record. But let's take a look at, of course, all the stats that matter. So goals for, we have 130. And yeah, that's tied for 3rd worst. So not what we want to do. So maybe we'll have to take a look at that. Like I said, we need more goal scoring. Goals against, we are number 21. Where were we? Buffalo doing really well despite not playing well. Interesting. So we sit at 152. So that is a lot. We sit, I think that's bottom 10, I'm guessing. So allowing too many goals. Obviously, our goalies are not really performing, great either. Power play power play percentage. Yeah, we're probably one of the worst. Yep, 3rd worst. Wow, 9% for what? Either way, 16.5 though, not good, right? Our players just aren't doing well. Penalty kill percentage. Are we killing penalties? Apparently not. Wow, 60%. Wow. I didn't see what our number was from the other screen. There we are, right there. So 78, not horrible, but of course that 80% and above is the mark you want to stay against. So, wow, our home record is better than our away record for like the first time, I think, ever. So 11-11-2 at home, 7-9-3 away in the last 10, 4-4-2. So not what we wanted to see as far as the stats go, but it looks like we need more offense, better defense, different guys or something on the power play. Our penalty kill sucks, so you see where this is going. So everything needs to be improved, and I definitely think a trade should be on the horizon because we've done well getting some of our players and getting some good overall players, but we need offense right now. We need better guys playing better defense, playing better offense, playing better everywhere. So that's what I'm going to be doing off camera after I edit this video, is going to look to see what trades could be out there, what guys are doing well this year, and potentially what trades we can make. So that might have to be, we make a couple of trades to set up a big trade, but either way, that's going to be, the big thing going into next episode, right? We still are in a playoff position, right? We sit in 5th in our division, 41 points, but if you look down there at the bottom, the Canadiens, Panthers, and the Sabres all sit at 40 points. So only 1 point difference from them, but also Bruins right above us, only 3 points ahead of us. So All those teams are within reach, and we need to put ourselves past those teams and hopefully slowly climb that division rankings. But with all that being said, guys, that's going to be it for today's video. I got lots of work to do off camera with this series, with this franchise mode, so I want to get right to that. But thank you all so much for watching. If you did enjoy, hit that like button down below. Comment what you guys are thinking of this franchise mode. What would you guys do if you were me in this situation? Would you go after a big trade? What would you look at? Let me know that down in that comments section if you haven't yet. Or if you're brand new to my channel, make sure you go down below there as well. Make sure you subscribe, turn those post notifications so you never miss an upload. And don't forget, you can always change your mind later. But with all that being said, guys, see you in the next one.